In the fall of 2006, over 50 youth came together in Vancouver BC to attend the Bridging Borders Towards Food Security Conference. Our attendance was made possible through the Food Project's BLAST initiative, building local agricultural systems today, a global network working together to build sustainable food systems. We came from Boston, the Bay Area, Brooklyn, and the Bronx, from Hawaii, the Hopi Reservation, St. Lucia Island, the San Juan Islands, from urban to rural reaches. We came together to discuss our common work and vision.
My name is Easier. I'm 18 years old. I live in Hawaii, and I think it's important for youth to be involved in food like this because in my community there's a high rate of diabetes, and my entire community is filled with McDonald's and fast foods, and I think it's really important for youth to just pick up on healthy foods more often and learn to live a better lifestyle.
I'm 14 and I'm excited to be here because this is something that we can actually change, and we're the people that are actually going to change it.
I'm 13 years old, and I think it's really important for youth to be involved in food decisions.
A lot of our food is getting genetically modified and is lots of pesticides and hormone-injected beef. So there's not a real concern for true health here, nor is there much concern for wellness, it seems, neither in the advertising nor in the actual food production nor in the agricultural policies.
There's less conscientious people in power, like people that don't care about the human race as a whole or the planet as a whole.
I feel like it's really rising and starting to boil, where there will be a point at which things are turned around, and I have to believe that it'll get better in order to make it happen.
And there's more and more people that are becoming disenfranchised and becoming disempowered, that at some point there are going to be billions of people who are ready to change things and ready to do what it takes.
I'm from New York, as I can see on my shirt. But it's like in the neighborhood I live in, little girls younger than me. I'm 15, little girls 13, 12, having babies. And it's like, if you 12 you're a baby having a baby. If we was to it starts small. So like, if this was to expand and get bigger, it is a chance that we can, make it better.
It wraps up into a whole conundrum of different issues like religion, land, water, people. People disagree, people agree, but it all comes to one thing, and that's life. And when I'll try not to look at like different countries like the U.S., like Canada, and all that things. I try to think of the whole world as a whole, not just separate places.
If this is the graph here, we're kind of like right here, where we need to realize that we're kind of killing the earth, and we're killing a lot of things, and just kind of turn it around. And I believe that the movement can do that.
Found out that the Blue Earth River, which is my splashing ground growing up these days, is the dirtiest waterway within Minnesota, and if not, it's the entire country. A lot of runoff from these hog factories. From the Blue Earth River, it flows into the Minnesota River, and shortly after, it flows into the Mississippi River. And after a few more thousand miles, all those nitrogens and nutrients end up in the Gulf of Mexico, where there happens to be the dead zone. If you haven't heard of the dead zone before, it's an area with the size of Massachusetts, Connecticut. It kind of changes every year, but it's always the size of an East Coast state. But it's an area where there is actually nothing living. For the first time, realized the significance of what we're doing. In this little teeny town, way up, far away from the ocean, we have amazing impacts within the greater system.
We took youth from our community because the youth in our community, about 10% that graduate from the high school that I graduated from, go to college. So basically everyone else, what do they do?
I'm from a poor fishing village called Ancillary, and our village lies right directly in the middle of the poverty belt on the island. If you continue to remain dependent, especially on a foreign nation, for food, right, which is the basic necessity to all life, you're forever going to remain dependent and enslaved to that foreign nation. And I believe that liberation and self-sufficiency is linked to our food system, and organic and sustainable farming, especially for a small island nation, is our only option.
Cities are getting bigger, so what are we gonna do? Are we gonna like start thinking about food security in the city? Start securing the networks between the farmers? How are the youth are gonna play into that? So that's all the questions that we have to ask ourselves. And when we pass that stage where we're not youth anymore, what's gonna happen?
So if you're looking to invest in your community, you shop local. If you go to a big corporation like Walmart, that money goes straight to headquarters rather than being, taken around the community a little bit longer.